I want to take the time today to talk about the first 100 days of posting on Instagram and show you the results that I got. This isn't something that's going to be super scientific. I'm simply going to show you the statistics that I have on Instagram. The reason why I want to talk about this is because there is this conception out there that posting every single day consistently is going to drive great growth. This is something that I have bought into, and it's also something that I tell other people all the time. So I figured that having this behind the curtains view on Instagram and posting it every single day does have a positive impact on your profile. Now, I do want to stress that this is not going to be the same result that you may experience if you also go this route. Your results may be better, they may be slightly below than what I have achieved. I have noticed that other people who have done a similar thing to me have seen greater success than I have. It does all depend on the kind of content that you're putting out there, what niche that you're targeting, and also what category is your content really falling under. There are three main categories that I have read about and I've heard about, that I've watched videos about. It's entertainment, education, inspiration, or relatable. Whether or not those are all three accurate ones, those are the ones that I've heard of. And the area that I really target is in the entertainment and inspirational / relatable section, because I'm not really an educator. Even the videos I've made on Adobe Lightroom and Premiere Pro where I show off my workflow, those are just informational on what I do. It has nothing to do with showing you how to use those programs step by step. So I'm hoping that this is more of a inspirational behind the scenes look on my results for the first 100 days. And hopefully that inspires you to go out and create what it is that you want to create and try the same thing. I think 100 days is a lot of time to devote to something. It does take up a lot of time if you do post daily. I do work a 9-to-5 job, but this ultimately does take about 20 to 30 hours of my time every single week. And I'm currently working on bringing that number down a little bit so that I have more time to do what I want to do outside of work and social media. And if you already don't know who I am, my name is Joe Granitto. I am an automotive photographer based out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and you can find my socials here on screen on Instagram, TikTok, and you're already on YouTube. So if you would like to follow along my journey, feel free to follow me on either of those platforms, especially here on YouTube, because I want to get more into the long form content. All right, now that I've got the long introductory out of the way, we're going to go ahead and just jump into the results that I have on my Meta Business Suite. So at the top right hand corner, you can see that I have August 15th to November 22nd selected. Now we are past 100 days at this point, and I had recorded this originally for 90 days, didn't get it finished. Then the holiday came up and I never re-recorded. Now we're past 100 days, and I figured this might make a little bit more sense than to jump back to 90 days. And I think 100 days sounds a little bit cooler. We're going to look at both of these metrics for Facebook and Instagram, but I'm more concerned about Instagram because Facebook reach and followers and views and stuff like that doesn't really increase a whole lot. My primary focus is Instagram. My reach for this time period versus the previous 100 days is 705,505, which is a very large number, and you can obviously see that percentage is significantly higher. Going forward, this number will probably be different and the percentage won't be as dramatic because, again, this is looking at 100 days before this and then this 100-day time increment. So that's what it's comparing to. My interactions just blew up over that time period, and there's a couple videos that really contributed a lot to these interactions. This really spiked when I had one video go quote unquote viral. Your definition of viral may mean different than mine. The amount of people that started following my content increased significantly. So 21,828 people started following me during this 100-day time frame. Majority of it happened here in the last month. So in October, again, I had one video that did very well, and then later in the next month of November, it spiked again. So this was the initial spike, and then I went into a little bit of a lull, and then it just shot back up again, and I got more followers, which actually the peak of the second spike was greater than the peak of the initial spike, which was interesting. So then we're gonna go ahead and head on over to the content. Now this is going to look at the same time period of August 15th through November 22nd. And what I'm going to do is just focus on posts, and we're going to focus on videos, and then we're going to organize this by reach. So the post that really took off was this video where I talked about my experience during a conversation with another photographer. And if you haven't watched that video, then I recommend going back and looking at it, because this video does touch base on one of the main key components for social media content, which is the relatability. So this post really resonated with people. It really gave them that sense of relation to my own experience. And because the conversation that I had with the photographer was genuine, and I didn't record the conversation itself. This is simply me recapping what that conversation was all about, and then referencing back to an earlier conversation I had with my wife early on in this journey. So talking through that and explaining my experience and how I felt about everything that was going on really resonated with people, and I think that's why this was successful. And you can see here all the metrics for this specific post. Now the reach that I had during this time period was over 293,000, and then you can see obviously the likes, the saves, the shares, and whatnot. So this was posted on October 23rd, and within the first 5 days, I had increased from just under 5,000 followers. I was like in the low 4,000s to 11,500 followers. And I think I have screenshots of that. If I do, I'll put them on screen so you can see that. This post by itself really propelled my page into a lot of people's feed. And because of that, I got a lot of really awesome people that started joining in on the community. Some creators that I look up to commented on this and, you know, gave me praise, which was really awesome. So this post has done very well. Now, this is the entirety of it. This is not just for that time period. So this has over 52,000 likes as of today, and it just keeps going. The next post, which is actually a very recent post, this was posted 13 days ago. This was another interaction that I had, but I recorded it, and it was a owner of this Triumph GT6 Mark III who let me sit in his car. I think the reason why this did so well was because it was just a very general interaction, and like, oh, you can let me sit in your car, that's awesome. And he started talking to me a little bit about the car while I was in it, but I don't know exactly where that touched on other than maybe entertainment. I don't know about the relatability aspect of it or the inspiration. I think it more was an entertaining video for people to watch. You can see though that my reach has gone over 171,000. This actually has over 200,000 plays, which is the second video to do that. This initial video has now 360 some thousand plays, which are the largest plays I've had on any video. This third one, which is a video that I posted super early on in my journey, was originally the post that I thought was gonna carry me into a large amount of people. And it did. Like, for a while, it gave me a lot of traction. Even if I had posts following that did terrible, this was picking up a lot of that weight. Since I started posting every single day, initially, the people that gave me a lot of support were people I knew. After I posted my first video, a lot of people gave me a lot of great feedback saying that I should continue doing it, and then I just went on from there. But as I was doing more and more of these postings, I was being introduced to more and more people from across the globe. I have talked to people from Europe, I have talked to people from Australia, and I have talked to people from all across the United States. Like the amount of people I have interacted with through social media has increased tenfold. Every morning, I probably spend about an hour or two replying to comments, replying to messages, all that. And I think this is the most important time of my day, and also the most fun part of my day, because I get to interact with all of you. on a daily basis. Whether that's just having a quick reply to a story, or whether that's talking about photography in general. Maybe one of you is reaching out to me for general advice. Like, those types of interactions have increased significantly over the first 100 days. And to this day, I'm still trying my best to be able to interact with the community on a regular basis, because I know like that's the most important thing out of all of this. Like right now I sit at about 24,500 followers, but I still try to talk to people as if I had only 2,000 followers. I think is what's most important about your social media journey, is if you are gaining a large amount of people that follow your page and follow your content, that's great and all, but that doesn't really gain you any true momentum. I believe that having the sense of community is more important than the number of people that follow your account. Like, yes, when I look at my follower account, I think this is insane and I think it's not real. But out of those 24,500 profiles that follow me, there is a small number of people that actually message me, comment on my stories, comment on my posts, etc. I could make a photo post a year ago and maybe get 10 likes and maybe one comment on that photo. Now I get over 100 likes on a regular basis, and I'll probably get about 5 to 10 comments. And when you think about it, it's like, well, you have 24,500 people following you. Why don't you have thousands and thousands of likes and hundreds of comments? And it's because the way that social media works is it doesn't post all of my stuff to everybody's feed. All 24,500 people have other profiles that they're following. So I'm competing against those other profiles that they follow. The people that interact with my content on a regular basis is the community. It is a small subset of the group of people that do follow my content, and those people that interact daily are going to see my content more because they interact daily. That's how the algorithm works. The more interaction you give to one creator, the more of their stuff you're going to see. And now Instagram has this thing called favorites, where the most interactions that you give, you're gonna get this little star on top of their post, and that's gonna be your favorites, and you control that. So people who interact with me all the time, they're gonna see me as one of their favorites. Personally, I think so many people get caught up in the number of followers that they forget to realize that that means absolutely nothing if you don't interact with your community. Because the community is the subgroup of people that you're going to have the most impact on, because they follow you, because they interact with you, because they like your stuff. You're inspiring them, you're giving them some form of outlet, whether it's entertainment or they're learning something new from you. The reason why I've done this for over 100 days now is because I enjoy it. The process of it, even the stresses that come with it, I do enjoy all of that. And it's what drives me to continue going. And the people that I interact with on a regular basis also are the reason why I keep going every single day. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you want to see more content about my social media journey, feel free to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe, because I think YouTube is going to be a great platform for me to be on and to show the behind the scenes stuff that people would like to see. If you want to see my every single day posts, then that will be on Instagram. Highly recommend go checking it out. That's it for now. I'll see you later.